What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over backline characters in Grand Cross and going over the best ones to actually build for your backline in PvP or in PvE. We're going to be talking about it in this video. Before we actually hop into the video, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We are on the road to 35,000 subscribers. Guys, we are at 31,600 subscribers on the YouTube channel. If you guys have not hit the subscribe button already, definitely make sure to. I think we got like 55% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel still. So if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, definitely make sure to hit it. Like the video. You guys know the gist. Let's hop in and let's go over the backline characters in Grand Cross. Alright guys, so the one way you can actually differentiate if a character has a backline support or not is going to be by the icon on their passive. So if you actually click on their passive right here and you go to this little unique display info section, this is going to be like a little legend here to kind of explain like every single backline and or not every single backline, but like every single passive and like their effect and where it can be used in. So if you see the little like blue hand, or like the blue background with the hand symbol, it's going to say active even in sub slot, and this is the characters you're going to be looking for that can actually provide a backline supportive ability. So when you're running a team in PvP, this kind of coincides with like, you know, what I was talking about in my video I did it recently. I forgot exactly what it was off the top of my head. But I think it was just like team building in general, right? It was just like one of those videos. But as an example, right? So a character like Cusack here, the reason why I have him in the back on my demon team is because, as you guys can see, automatically he's active even in the sub slot. And it's gonna say all active in all content, so I can use this in PvE, PvP, it doesn't matter. And you know, Cusack as an example is gonna decrease crit chance by 20% and crit damage by 30% for all enemies on the battlefield, then increases demon allies attack related stats by 4% for each demon ally in battle. So this is a very, very good unique ability here and can be worked in the sub slot and also in all content across the game, not only just in PvP as a backline. So that's something you want to like look for in characters to see if they have supportive abilities from the back, because you know, in the latest PvP meta, people just be running this right now, and I respect it, bro. But like, come on, man, you want to have a cohesive team when you're playing either PvP or PvE, and you know, having a backline character to support the front line is the way to go, in my opinion, in terms of, you know, going about getting higher combat class and you know, basically all of that bit, right? So yeah, let's talk about it, guys. Let's go to some teams here and let's actually do some set teams and talk about backlines that are really, really good in the game. So one of the backlines that are going to be very, very strong is going to be Ragnarok Brawler Bond. Ragnarok Brawler Bond, his passive right here, it's going to be active in all content and in the sub slot, increases all allies attack related stats by 10% and decreases all enemies pierce rate, crit chance, and crit damage by 15%. So he's going to give you kind of like a damage reduction passive while also increasing allies attack related stats. Very, very good unit in the backline, and he's very solid because you can run a King Link on him, which gives him an extra 1000 combat class. So you know, his CC is fairly good if you do have him built. If we go to some other characters here that can be very good backlines as well, we have Festival Zeldris. Festival Zeldris, we looked at it before that he was a backline, but his passive is going to increase allies basic stats by 3% for every debuff applied on all enemies, a limit of 8 times, which means you can get up to a 21% if I'm not, or no, 24%, yeah, 24% if I'm not mistaken, basic stat increase for the team. And also Holy Relics can also provide backline support as well, guys, if you guys didn't know. Zeldris is an example of this, where he actually has a Holy Relic that does work from the backline as well as a sub slot, you know, active, and it can be used in all content as well. So for Zeldris' Holy Relic, it's going to decrease debuffed enemies attack related stats by 10% when using skills. Very, very good Holy Relic alongside his passive, so he's going to be a staple backline for any debuff meta team. And you know, that's just another example, right? What's another really good backline character? Oh, I have a really good one. This is a free to play accessible character that you can use from the back. This is going to be the Red SR Elizabeth. Red SR Elizabeth Elizabeth has a passive here, which is going to be allies heal 10% of max HP at the start of the allies turn when taking damage, and this can be used in the sub slot and in all content in the game. And then also she has a holy relic here, which actually can be used in the sub slot as well to increase allies HP related stats by 15%. So as you can see, you know, having a holy relic that gives a sub stat bonus and a regular passive that gives a sub stat bonus is going to be a very nice combination, because it means that you can run, you know, basically 2 passives from the backline, which is very, very strong. Another backline support character that you can use on like Demon Team, let's say, since we already talked about Kusok, we can talk about Chandler. And Chandler is really good with the latest Purgatory Meliodas because of the way he's increasing pierce rate. So increases all allies pierce rate by 40% if all allies participating in the battle are applicable heroes, being either demons or heroes with commandments. And if an applicable ally attacks an enemy, increases damage dealt by 10%, max of 30% for each debuff on the enemy. And as you guys can see, active even in the sub slot and active in all content. Very, very cool, guys. So when you see like things like that, you're really gonna notice that like, oh, okay, that passive is gonna be really strong and it's gonna be able to work in across all content. Let's find an example here of a passive that only works in PvP but is still a backline support. If we go to Ominous Nebula Zeldris here, as you can see, his backline support is actually a little bit different. It doesn't say all here, it shows the only active in PvP. So this backline support can be used but only in the PvP scenario. So, you know, there's cases where it's like, okay, you know, a character is going to provide a backline support, but it's not going to be able to be used in PvP, or it's not going to be able to be used in PvE, and vice versa, whatever the case. So, you know, it really depends, right? But for Zeldris here, in PvP, for every applicable ally on the battlefield, increases those allies attack related stats by 4%, and decreases all enemies attacked by 6%. So, you know, for every applicable ally on the battlefield, right? So this is going to be a very, very good passive, and just another example, but a different example, because this one is active only in PvP. Another example of a backline support in PvP as well, guys, is going to be Red Skinny King. If you guys played with Red Skinny King back in the day, you'll know exactly what he does, but he was a backline supportive character that only worked in PvP. Reduces all enemies' current pierce rate by half in PvP, and as you guys can see, active even in the sub slot and active only in PvE, or PvP I should say. So yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, just examples, guys, just things to take into account, right? There's many passives that can work in the game and across all content as well, but it really depends on the character you're looking for in terms of the backline support and to see if they can provide it. Remember, check every single character you own and just make sure that they have that little symbol so that you know they can work from the back. So let's find another example. Look, Hendrickson right here. So Hendrickson's another example where he actually works in the back. So he's actually excluding deathmatch for Hendrickson's passive right here, right? So his backline support works in everything else, but not in deathmatch. So it's going to increase allies damage dealt with debuff attack skills by 50%, right? So this is just another example, guys. There's many examples of characters that can do it, and if you want to see the backline support and actually check to make sure your character has it, just go to the character and see if they have it. Like, we'll go to a character like Green Liz here that doesn't actually have a backline support, but you can tell right here when you see the unique display info if it's going to be a backline support or not. So for Danafor Liz, it's not going to be a backline. If we go to another character like Margaret per se, like, she's going to be a really good buffer, but she actually does not work in the backline as well. As you can see, her passive does not work. Same with their Holy Relic as well. So you guys will have to kind of go through some of the characters here, but I listed a few examples already of characters that are really strong. And let me list another example here. This is an example of only a Holy Relic being a backline, but not a main passive as well. So for Blue Tarmiel right here, he has a Holy Relic that actually does provide a sub-slot bonus. So he actually becomes a backline unit when you get his Holy Relic. If we actually go to his regular passive, we can notice here that it's only active when entering battle. And so when you see that Tarmiel does have a Holy Relic like this, where he's going to decrease allies damage taken by 20% when in a stance and increase damage dealt by using counters, this is actually going to mean that Tarmiel is a really good backline support for any counter team. So just take into account, guys, when you you look at a character and they have a backline support or not, see if they're usable in PvP, see if they're usable in PvE, and kind of determine like which ones are going to be usable. In my opinion, the best ones that I can recommend would be Ragnarok Bond, Festival Zeldris, and then at that point it kind of just depends on what you would really want to go for depending on the team you're using. If you're using like a demon team, Chandler, Cusack, or Zeldris are going to be really good options as well. And then if we go to just like a general purpose team, there's going to be examples like Death Pierce, which is going to be, you know, another character I didn't mention here, but his CC is just very low. But as you guys can see, his passive is going to be active even in the sub slot, and it's going to just shred crit resistance and crit defense. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Was this video helpful? Did you guys learn anything about backline supports and any characters that you would be using in PvP on your teams, or even in PvE, because some of them are active in PvE as well? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.